Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is Wednesday morning, only halfway through the week. It is hump day, and really a great day yesterday in the metals markets. I mean, it was really a great day in every market. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and tell you, only metals did good. I mean, the truth of the matter is almost everything did good. However, that worries me just a little bit. You had the Dow Jones hitting a new all-time high. You had gold hitting a new all-time high. You have silver creeping up a little bit. You had Bitcoin moving back up in the upward direction and pretty much taking every crypto with it. What does that mean and what's in store for us now? It was kind of coincidental yesterday, too, that we had just put out a video early in the morning before it really started bumping up higher. And some people were like, oh, my word, you called the new all-time high on the day of. I'll be honest. It was pretty blatantly obvious that it was going to keep inching up at the way it was moving up. We didn't see a big jump all at once. We saw a gradual stepping up, and we're still seeing that right now as of the time of filming this, which is in the evening, the night before. It's late Tuesday night. Did I think it was going to hit the all-time high on the day I put up the video? I'll be honest, no, I didn't. I just knew that it was coming, and it was coming very soon. But now the question is, was that the high and it's going to dip back down? What do I think is going to happen? I'm going to tell you guys what I think is going to happen, and we're going to see it very soon. And this is exciting for some that have been stacking for a while, and this is a little bit discouraging for the people that are new to stacking. And it might even be a little discouraging for even people like me that are still hardcore believers in gold and silver and want to get a little bit more. I mean, who don't want to make a little bit more when the opportunity arises? So we're going to talk about that today. If you guys enjoyed the video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me because it helps me out more than you know. The more people hit the thumbs up button and watch it to the end, the better the reviews, the better YouTube will help me out with the algorithm. And then we can try to get some more subscribers as I'm trying to grow the channel and really pick up some momentum. So with that being said, let's jump in today's, and leave me a comment. If you disagree or agree with anything I'm saying, leave me a comment. I'm open to other people's thoughts and beliefs. Okay, so right off the bat, we got to talk about the stock market. The stock market, in my personal opinion, usually has really bad years. And this has definitely not been one of them yet. However, statistically, election years, when uncertainty comes up, is usually when the biggest hits in the stock market take place. I mean, if you think back about it, 2008, 2000, 96, 86, I think it was. It goes back. A lot of the key election years sometimes have really bad. Even 2000 was bad, but I don't know if I want to say 2000 because essentially in 2000 we had the whole cough, which kind of aided that whole thing in my opinion, which could have been because it was an election year. It could have been just because of the cough. So either way, though, we're not going to go too much down that road. I just kind of wanted to say that's my thoughts. I think eventually something negative is going to happen in the stock market. Why is the stock market continuing to go up? Why did it start inching down and then all of a sudden it had another big push rally forward? A lot of that has to do, I believe, with manipulated data. Some people that don't believe in manipulated data, I mean, I'm not going to debate that with people. I mean, we've talked about it before. We've talked about different kind of things you could look at to start to see it. But with that being said, manipulated data. But on top of that, inflation drives everything higher. The value of your dollar is going down. Therefore, a lot of stuff will go higher. And at a certain point, I believe it's going to have a big correction. And when that big correction comes, how many people are going to be able to withstand the drop? And what I mean by withstand the drop, there's a lot of people out there that have contracts in place. They're buying on margin, which means if they take too big of a hit, they basically lose their position altogether. And that can happen in stocks, bonds. It can happen in anything you invest in, gold, commodities, whatever the case may be. A lot of people do use margin. Margin is a way of gambling. And I think that we could see a big drop in investments. I know people don't like to hear that, and that's why there's so much hate against gold and silver right now, because people are doing well with the stock market and they want it to keep going up. But the truth of the matter is, nothing goes up forever. And I'll even say that can apply for gold and silver. But we're going to talk about that, why gold and silver and other commodities are a little bit different here in just a minute. So moving on, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Are they looking good? I'll be honest, a lot of the same features that gold and silver have, Bitcoin and other cryptos have. It's limited in numbers, it's scarcity, to some people, they think it's outside the system. It's kind of anonymous. I know that sounds funny in a way to some people. There is a certain amount of anonymousness to it. However, eventually you will probably transfer some of that Bitcoin. You'll sell it. You'll move it into one fund, and then you'll move it into your bank account. Once it goes to your bank account, that kind of throws up a little bit of, I guess, here I am, you could say. Now they kind of have an idea where it is. So that's, one of the things why I'm not a super big fan of cryptos. But on top of that, there's one major difference between Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies that a lot of people don't talk about. It's the physicalness of it. I think that it was no coincidence when cryptos really started rolling out, like Bitcoin. It came out in a year that gold and silver were really on fire, and they were starting to just do it phenomenal. And all of a sudden it rolls out, and you get a lot of gold and silver bugs that kind of switch sides, and they start moving into the crypto markets. And as the price goes up, these are people that are influencers. These are people that early on got in super early and they made money off of it, and they wanted them to promote it. And that's why it was so easy to get into early on. And the more people get into it, the more people promote it. And whether or not it's a step in towards a fully digital central bank digital currency, that's a possibility. But either way, there's nothing tangible there. If the grid goes down, you have nothing. Now, moving on to what I believe is the ultimate thing, and don't get me wrong, I'm not totally dissing cryptos. I'm not totally dissing the stock market. Both of them have opportunities. I've done some crypto trading, and I've made money off it, and I've bought in some, and I've lost money on some. Overall, I'm up on cryptocurrencies. However, I understand that cryptocurrencies is not tangible. It has not been around long enough to say, oh, it's a digital gold. And besides that, okay, so let's just say it is a digital gold. Why would I want a digital when I can hold the real thing? I mean, in front of me, there's 3 ounces of gold right there. I mean, this is physical. Why do I need a digital coin when I can just have the real thing? I hold it. I could run away with this tomorrow. I could, I don't know, do anything. I have it. It's in my hand. It's in my possession. A lot of people want this idea of digital illusions when there's really not, in my opinion, a point of having digital over essentially the real thing. Why would anybody not just want the real thing? But on top of that, now we're going to get into where I think gold and silver is going, because a lot of people want to hear that. They want to hear people's opinions on how high is gold going to go? Where is it going to go? How long before it goes where it's going to go? And I mean, we have a decent track record. I'm not by no means, I'm just looking at charts, and I'm making the assumption based on the charts and based on what I'm seeing people speculating, I guess you could say, and what I'm seeing on websites, what's selling. I mean, how many people noticed that a lot of small gold coins have all been bought up on eBay? A lot of people may or may not have noticed that the small coins on eBay that are gold are being bought up fast. Now, I do keep an eye on eBay. I'm not a huge fan of eBay per se because I think there's a lot of scams on there. However, I do find it interesting that more and more people are taking chances on the small stuff. But I'm not seeing the big stuff sell quite as much. Now, what does that tell me? It tells me that the sentiment on gold is pretty positive. In fact, even in the stacking community here on the channel, I see a lot of comments that say you should be buying gold and not silver. And I'm going to tell you in a few minutes why I like silver over gold. But yes, I do buy some gold. I like gold too. And I actually think silver is going to do a whole lot better in percentage-wise than gold, but we're going to get there in just a minute. With gold, when you start seeing a lot of people buying, why are they buying the smallest gold coin? And now they're rolling out the new 1/20th of an ounce or the new 1/25th of an ounce. I even seen some on eBay that were 1/50th of an ounce. And why are all the 1/10 ounce coins all of a sudden getting priced up to 320, 330, 340? There's a reason for that. It's because a lot of the cheaper stuff is being bought up. And there's a lot of people out there that are already involved. And today was a great day. We saw a nice jump on it. And the truth is, this is momentum. This is momentum that's probably going to push it higher. What I'm hoping to see is a little bit of a pullback tonight and then another charge forward as the week goes on. Before the end of the week, I'm pretty confident that we should hit $2,500. And I know some people will say, how in the world could you think that after yesterday's numbers? Yesterday's numbers were slow and steady. That was basically multiple people buying. It wasn't one big jump. Now, one big jump, I always worry because that's usually like one buyer or a handful of buyers that just drive the price up. And that's basically early positioning. They know the price is going to go a whole lot higher. When you see a slow and steady climb all day long, then that's usually a sign of a lot of buyers, a lot of volume getting into it, and a lot of people buying. And that's not even counting a lot of the eBay buys, a lot of the small bullion dealer buys. I think we're going to see it go a whole lot higher. And something that's going to be created out of this, if we see a couple more all-time highs, I mean, I would love to see tomorrow, or in y'all's case, watching this video today, silver hit a flat $25, $25.05. That would make me feel really good. Maybe even $25.20 and then a pullback to $25.05. But what's important that I really want to see is that it closes over 2,500. Because that shows us a new all-time close again. We get a couple days like that, and that is putting in momentum. That's putting in the news. And if it goes to the weekend, closing now at an all-time high on the weekend, you can bet there's going to be a lot of news articles, a lot of people talking about it, and that could perpetuate silver even higher. And that's where I'm about ready to go here now in a minute with silver, because the truth of the matter is silver has been undervalued and manipulated for a very, very long time. Gold's all-time high, we've seen how many all-time highs in gold this year alone when you think about it. We're nowhere even close to an all-time high on silver. And a lot of people take that as a negative thing. Me personally, I take that as a great opportunity. Why? Because think about it. It's an asset that's nowhere near its all-time high when everything else in the market's at an all-time high almost. What does that tell you? That tells you there has to be manipulation. And the claims of manipulation, it's not just me saying, oh, there's manipulation, because there's always going to be someone that comments and says, oh, silver's not manipulated. All they got to do is just look it up in the news. I mean, JP Morgan actually took fines and had a couple people jailed for spoofing. And someone left me a comment today that a lot of people don't even know what spoofing means. Spoofing means you're putting in a big order with the intent to, you're not planning on carrying it out. Say I put in an order that I'm going to sell 1 billion ounces of silver. All of a sudden, the speed traders, the algorithm, a lot of people that see that coming in, see that there's something big about to happen. And all of a sudden, a lot of people hurry up to get in front of that big purchase because they want their purchases in before the big climb. And then all of a sudden, they pay more for it. They drive the price up a little bit, and then the order gets canceled for the 1 billion ounces. And then what does that do? That drops it back down. However, the people that spoofed that big order, all of a sudden got a little bit more. All of a sudden, got a little bit, someone's going to say, I always mistake when I say that, it's just my accent, are going to pay, they're going to pay a little bit more. And the people that sold it got a little bit more. So it's an incentive to spoof the markets. However, it's extremely against the rules. You're not supposed to be doing it. I mean, I'm sure there might be some reasons if it's a legit claim you were going to put it in order. But if it's proven that you're spoofing and you're putting in orders without the intent to carry them out or to cancel at the last minute, you're doing that to basically cheat people. And it's basically frowned on. It is finable. And in some cases, people have done time for it. But now, over to silver. Why am I saying that silver has better potential? I mean, first of all, when you look at silver, at the last time I looked, we were up 27% for the year on silver and only 22% on gold. Now, obviously, that 5%, it's 5% more in favor of silver. Whoever bought silver, the dollar for dollar, made a little bit more on their money. A little bit more. 5% more is pretty nice. 5% more is basically like a 6-month CD. And you actually made it in gold a little bit. You made a little bit more in silver for that 6.5, 7 months, whatever, where we're a little over halfway through the year. I shouldn't say 7. It's technically 6 months and 18 days, I think, whatever. But, so needless to say, why would I want to buy silver, though? That's not a good enough reason, because the true gains in silver have not came yet. What do I mean by that? Look at the price of silver. Imagine if all of a sudden silver really picks up momentum. Now, generally, you see a 6-month behind silver move up after gold. Well, think about that for a minute. When did gold really start going up? I mean, the beginning of the year? Actually, technically, it might have even been after the year started. Did we see it go up to, 2,100? We've seen it actually go up a little bit last year, but then we've seen it pull back. I still think that the big moves in silver have not came yet. Now, are my intentions, because I know some people are going to say, well, silver should be worth more than gold. There's people out there that will say that. And I won't deny that. That's for a whole nother video, though, because yes, there's a lot more silver in the ground. We'll say 7 to 1, 10 to 1, maybe 12 to 1, depending on where you're getting your info from. But let's say for a minute 10 to 1. If it comes out of the ground 10 to 1, then theoretically the price should be 1/10 of the price of gold. Well, we're clearly not seeing that. In fact, rarely have we seen in most people that watches the channel's lifetime, well, no, I'll say lifetime, but not many people may not have been stacking at that point. We've seen it go up at a 20 to 1 ratio. Now, 20 to 1, was it 20 to 1? Let me think here for a minute. 50 and 2,000. No, not quite. 40 to 1 in everybody's lifetime. And then if you go into the Hunt Brother times, then it was 20 to 1. So, but the thing is, when you look at that, what does that really mean? 20 to 1? What would silver have to be right now for 20 to 1 happen? Well, at the current market price on gold roughly $2,500, we'd have to see $250 an ounce of silver. Some people say that could never happen. I actually had one friend tell me the other day, would you really sell if it got to that point? Even though you're taking worthless paper dollars. I said, I would only sell if I'm putting the worthless paper dollars into something other than gold or silver. In another hard asset, such as land or something that I believe will go up in price. And once you realize that, though, you start really realizing your position. No matter what, if silver does skyrocket to a 10 to 1 or a 20 to 1, you can expect that I will be trading some of this for some more of this. Why? Because this doesn't go down quite as hard as this if it does go down. But there's a possibility we may not see it come down again once it goes up. Why? Because industrial demand is through the roof right now. I've said that time and time again. If you look at solar panels, if you look at electric vehicles, if you look at all the new weapons technology needs silver. It's pretty much the number one technology metal out there, but yet it's so cheap. We just waste it. A lot of people don't even see what's happening. Once you realize what's happening, you want to get into silver as quick as you can. And it doesn't matter what kind of silver, you just want silver. So with that being said, I think silver is a great opportunity. Now, everybody always asks me, why do you even buy gold? I buy gold for a few different reasons. One, because it doesn't take much space. Two, it is for my total exit strategy. If stuff got ugly, let's be honest, I'm not going to be able to go and get all my silver from 3 different locations all at one time. If I'm limited on time, I can go to one place, get my gold, and run if I had to. I don't think that will happen that way. However, you never know what could happen. Things are getting ugly. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world today. And as this uncertainty continues to happen, bad things start to happen. And I don't think necessarily people need to really focus totally on gold and silver. I think they need to focus on a few different things. I think it's important that people are prepping, have food and water on hand. I think it's important that they have a certain amount of security on hand. And I think that they should put their core values first. I mean, my core values are I'm religious, religion, then family, and then security, and, prepping, and then precious metals. I mean, precious metals is kind of low on my list, but it's not super low because I understand the price of it is going to keep going higher. And I think that's important that people are prepared. Someone asked me the other day, you're a religious person, you shouldn't be looking at gold and silver and talking about it. And I had this talk with a few different people. But the truth of the matter is, money comes up a lot in the Bible. And I think if you believe that the Bible teaches us lessons, I think that it's important that people pay attention to some of the money lessons that are in the Bible, such as you shouldn't be in debt. The borrower is the slave to the lender. I mean, when you hear stuff like that, it means something. Don't go in debt. But people still want to. So this is total freedom, what you see in front of you. Gold and silver, that's where it's at. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you hit that thumbs up button for me. Hit that subscribe. I hope you guys got a little bit of gold, but I really hope you're stacking silver especially. I love this new design. So, well, this is the old design. I'm sorry. Is this the old design or the new design? I don't even know now. Oh, yeah, this is the old design. My bad. But I just like them. I think they're pretty cool. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you hit the thumbs up for me. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts about anything I said, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody, and have a great Wednesday. And today we're going to see, hopefully, $2,500 gold. So take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.